Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. IPOB is one of the groups in the southeast that is fully in charge of virtually everything that is happening there. They put the people on red alert, and also the case of security of Biafra land. They are fully, how to ensure that they protect, the southeast. And right now, there is a news that have been rolled out, and it has to do with demands from the military security agencies that the vigilantes should submit their own weapons to them. And right now, IPOB have this to tell the vigilantes and other people who are keeping, who are on red alert in respect to security in the southeast. You're going to hear what the IPOB media have to tell them. But before we go into full details of it, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our video. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Saturday accused the Miyetti bodies of collaborating with security agencies to form vigilante groups across the southeast to hand over their weapon. IPOB alleged that the aim of the collaboration is to weaken the southeast and pave the way for Fulani bandits' invasion of the region. Emma Powerful, the spokesman of IPOB, made the claim in a statement where he raised an alarm over influx hunters into the southeast. According to Powerful, he said, "We, the global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, ably led by our great indefatigable liberator, Mazinamde Kanu, have uncovered a secret meeting Miyetti held with the hierarchy of various security agencies to disarm vigilante groups in Biafra land. They agreed at the meeting that all vigilante groups in Biafra land would be directed to surrender their weapons to security agencies. Their intention is to weaken our people and pave the way for the invasion of our community by Fulani bandits masquerading as headsmen. We want to place the world on notice about these wicked plots. We also raise alarm over the influx of Fulani people called Fulani hunters in our land. Our people must be careful because Fulani and Miyetti have deceived another mean or has deceived another means of killing our people in the bushes and forests in Biafra land. The recent plan by the Nigerian government and its security agencies to collect guns from vigilante group in every community in Biafra land was designed to make our security and vigilante men impotent and clear the way for their criminal gangs to penetrate our communities. We therefore urge vigilante groups in various communities never to surrender their weapon to security agencies that cannot guarantee the security of our people. Doing so will amount to rendering our community vulnerable. We also want to caution the communities in Biafran land to be on red alert over the plot by the enemies of Biafra to use their agent of death to inflict pains and sorrow on our people. Security should be beefed up around all Biafran communities because our enemies are not sleeping. This is coming from Emma Powerful. And according to them, it's like an intelligence that they got that a meeting has been held in that respect, that all the vigilante groups should surrender all their weapons to the security agencies. And, considering the situation of things right now in the country, I don't think that it is advisable for anyone to surrender his own weapon. If you have any, especially those who are vigilante, others who are possibly criminals, they can submit their own. But vigilante or those who are private hunters, they have obtained license for the use of their so surrendering it at this point, for me, it is not reasonable, because already we know that even the military have been bombarded with so much security challenges such that they cannot combat all the crisis in the country. We've heard a lot going on in the northeast part of the country, where not less than about 17 soldiers were brought down. And in another news, we've seen, wives of these um, late soldiers going out to demand for justice, and also for compensate for the federal government to compensate them on the issues that are has to do with their husband's death and all of that. Now, this is a pointer to the fact that the pressure is so much on the military. Now, if you look at the number of people who are fighting insurgency, terrorism, or bandits and all of that, they are not even, I don't think they are up to 200 or 300. And here we are talking about a country of 200 million people, and we are not so certain that we are 200, because right now we've had the influx of people from Cameroon into Nigeria via Cross River State, and we've also heard about influx of Fulani herdsmen into the country. So that alone is a pointer to the fact that the population has skyrocketed seriously. So if it is like that, then every protective agencies who are around must be fully equipped, to counter these guys. I think that's why these guys are raising this alarm. That's why they're crying out, trying to let everybody understand the situation of things currently in the country, especially as it has to do with the southeast, that the pressure has come. And write down, if the security agencies or men who have, who are ready to offer their lives to secure their own region, that if they must win, then they have to be on red alert, because unfortunately, these Fulani guys are daily invading, all parts of South and Southeast. Fairly recently, we heard something about Edo State, also Bini Road, and it's not interesting, because what we heard was that people who are coming from Lagos to pass through that route have oftentimes been attacked. Most of them have been carried as captive, and most of these infos, we just stumble on it. People do not feel comfortable to be reporting it again, because it's too in season. I'm telling you, it's too much. And with that in mind, one must be fully, every region needs to have at least an enhancer for security. That's, people must be on ground who will help the police, who will help the armies and all of that. And with that in mind, it's not reasonable for anybody to let go of anything he has as a protective arm, because unfortunately, these so-called Fulani haters or Fulani men or Fulani bandits who are parading themselves in different parts of the country are holding very sophisticated, machines. And for example, someone in that Benin side came out to attest to that fact. I mean, these guys you're talking about here, they're holding very sophisticated weapon, and there's nothing we can do about it. We have to get ourselves fully ready to face them. So right now, wisdom demands that everyone must be on red alert to protect his or her brother, to protect his ancestral land, and all of that. I've heard also in another part in I think in the middle belt, where they have been demanded, the people have been demanded to leave their ancestral land, and this so-called info is coming all the way from Fulani headsmen. The people all call them Fulani bandits. They claim to be headsmen, but of the truth, they are bandits. They do not want to stay with any host community. Anytime they enter into an environment, they want to send everybody packing. So, as at now, looking at the situation of things, I think everyone must be on real alert to ensure that their own individual home state or home community is protected. I think that's why IPOB is raising that alarm for those in the southeast. That number one, they shouldn't submit their weapons, and number two, they should be on red alert, because right now anything can happen. That's where we like to leave it. Go to our comment section. Let's interact. What's your position on what the IPOB have said about the issue of surrendering weapons by the vigilante?